All right, let's get into the news right now. Are the rules not strong enough? Today, local leaders issued a directive to people to start using masks to stop the spread of coronavirus.
Yet there's also not going to be any enforcement, at least not in King County. So as more people head out, are the lax guidelines putting us at risk? Here's Chris Daniels.
Another beautiful day, another temptation to walk outside and breathe in the fresh air. Yet if you're close to anyone, King County says do it behind a piece of fabric.
We don't want to have to go back to locking down communities. I'd much rather see people lock down their mouths and noses than lock down their neighborhoods. So we're really trying to layer on another potentially beneficial strategy.
That's King County's local health officer, Jeff Duchin, who today issued a directive to wear a mask or facial covering, saying there has been an uptick in coronavirus transmission rates while overall cases have plateaued. Duchin suggests it is needed indoors at places like grocery stores or outside in places where social distancing cannot be accomplished. The order is a directive, not a requirement or legally binding, and it does not appear neighboring counties are considering the same. Tacoma's Mayor Victoria Woodards says face coverings have been a topic of conversation among local Pierce County leaders as well, and we're continuing to explore the issue. At this time, I'm focused on how we can address the issue equitably. Kent's Mayor Dana Ralph saying we weren't consulted by King County, and Snohomish County leaders say no immediate mandate is planned. Duchin says this is a directive that also comes even as hospital capacity is in good shape.
But I can tell you that the healthcare system now has adequate capacity in both the ICU and the floor to treat patients who come in not only with COVID-19, but with any other medical condition. And I encourage people not to be hesitant to seek medical care.
Seattle and King County say they have tens of thousands of masks that they are ready to distribute to the most vulnerable of populations. That's the story for now. I'm Chris Daniels, King 5 News.
Chris, thank you. So wearing masks is going to be a big part of our day-to-day lives as communities continue to reopen. Here's a live look at SeaTac Airport tonight. Starting next Monday, if you go to the airport, you must wear a cloth face covering. This applies to all travelers and workers at the airport. There are a few exceptions to that rule. If you decide to take a train to travel, make sure you have a mask as well. Starting today, Amtrak is requiring all travelers to wear face coverings. You'll be able to take them off while eating or while in a private room. Amtrak is also limiting how many passengers are on board its trains, only selling 50% of tickets.
The White House is now requiring most staff to wear a mask or some kind of facial covering while entering the West Wing. The White House says that masks will be provided to employees who need them. At least 2 White House staffers have tested positive for COVID-19. One is the press secretary for the vice president. During a briefing this afternoon, the president was asked if there was a breakdown in the system at the White House.
It can happen. It's the hidden enemy. I don't think the system broke down at all.
The White House is stepping up health safety measures by conducting temperature checks and daily testing for senior staffers.
3 more counties in our state are allowed to move into phase 2 of reopening. Today, Wahkiakum, Skamania, and Stevens counties were all given approval to begin opening businesses like hair salons and restaurants with new restrictions. 8 counties now in Washington are in phase 2. The governor predicted the entire state should be in phase 2 by June 1st, but that all depends on the number of coronavirus cases reported.
The Kittitas County Incident Management Team is responding to the coronavirus outbreak linked to Twin City Foods. 34 people have tested positive for the virus out of the 169 workers tested from that Ellensburg plant. The county says the majority who tested positive have had symptoms. The plant processes and distributes frozen vegetables. Kittitas County has a total of 49 confirmed cases.